Now, the reason I started YouTube was to talk about things that I'm passionate about, and possibly one of the reasons I haven't been on YouTube for a while is that I kind of got to a point when I was like, I don't know what to talk about anymore, and I don't want to just put out content for the sake of putting out content. But yeah, I really want to talk about things that I'm passionate about, and I'll go on to say in this video, but I went on a Christian camp last week. Well, I got back on Saturday, and it was really scary to know that a lot of the young girls there, it's like 10 to 14 I think. I was looking after a group of 5, 11 and 12-year-olds, yeah. And I really felt during this week that there was like just a lot of like questions that they had like around body image, but it was the even scarier thing that it was from like the 8 and 9-year-olds that like were saying things, more like the 9 and 10-year-olds rather than the 10 and 11-year-olds that were saying things to me about like body image. It was just like really, I don't know, it really dawned on me that we are raising like our sisters and daughters and friends in a world that isn't okay for body image at the moment, and it's not okay that these young girls such as 9 should be feeling that they're not good enough already. Like society's already telling them that they're not good enough. So what spurred me to make this video was the fact that like, this 9-year-old girl, like absolutely stunning, like came up to me and she was like, I've been talking to her throughout the week and she wasn't in my dorm, but yeah, she was like, were you pretty when you were my age? She's 9 by the way, so she's just going into year 6. Now I was like, I don't think so. I wasn't, frankly I didn't look like this when I was her age. I was like fat and chubby and a kid when I was her age, like I was 9 years old. And I was like, I don't think so. I was like, I was really quite fat when I was your age. And she was like, so when did you become pretty? And I said to her, I was like, I became pretty when I believed that I was pretty and stopped caring about everyone else thinking I was pretty. And now she was kind of confused by this, and like it went a couple of minutes, and then she was like, but why does it matter if you think you're pretty when everyone else judges you on what they see? And honestly, I didn't have an answer to that. I don't have an answer for, just didn't have an answer, and that kind of scared me because I was like, she's 9, like this girl is like stunning, and I was like, you don't have to feel like you're not, that everyone else like should have to praise you. And it was really scary because I was like, I don't have an answer to the question. What is the answer to the question? How do you feel beautiful in a world that tells you you can only feel beautiful if other people tell you that? And I don't know. And all I could say was that God loves you the way you are, and he made you without any flaws, and he made you, you know, the way you were meant to be. But somehow this isn't enough for a 9-year-old girl who thinks that she's fat at that age. And she's like, I weigh more than all my friends. I'm like, A, why do you know how much you weigh? B, why do your friends know how much you weigh? And C, you shouldn't know. It's not okay, and we're living in a society that tells girls as young as 9 that it's better to starve yourself than it is to love yourself, and that's really, really scary. Earlier on in the week, another girl had come and she was like, people say that I have a funny face at school. Now, she's what, 11? And I'm like, just because you have this or that on your face, again, that's not okay. People tell you that you have a funny face. Why is it that girls are judged by their appearance so much so that this little girl doesn't feel like she has a place at school or has friends at school because she's ugly? That's not okay. I fear for the day that I have to bring a child into the world, and I fear even more that if it's a girl, I'm going to have to teach them so much about their worth and about their inner beauty rather than their outer beauty. Because as I said, like, we're living in a world that doesn't teach girls that, and that's really, really scary. It only dawned on me that girls that of that age talk about their body image when they're just around each other. Like when they're playing with the boys and stuff like that, they don't really think about it. But one girl was, I said to her, I was like, oh, I really like your swimming costume. And she was like, oh, I have a big belly. Like, she's 10. She's 10 years old. This girl should not have to worry that she has a big belly because she's 10 years old. I realised, like, as the girls get older, it matters even more to them. Of course, like, they start caring about their body image, they start caring about, you know, the bras they have to wear, and some children really, really mourn over not being a child anymore, which is kind of scary. And there was another girl on the trip who, you know, like, she was like, I feel bigger than everyone else. Like, I just don't understand, and I really don't know how we tackle the problem of pitching girls against each other and making girls think about their body image so that they're in tears by the time it gets to the summer and they're like, I have to face school and I have to go back to school knowing that I feel unhappy with my body. That's not okay, and that doesn't make me feel secure in the fact that I may or may not one day bring children into this world. Now, I think it's really important that we don't just sit here and say, don't put ideas into young girls' head. Don't put ideas into their heads that may give them destructive behaviours or things like that, because those ideas are already there. They're already thinking about their weight, their shoe size, their bra size, their hair, their teeth, everything that you can possibly think of that a 20-year-old woman thinks of, they think of too. It's not something that we can just ignore. It's not something that we should stay quiet about and be like, oh, if we don't mention it, it's not a thing, because it is a thing, and young girls are coming away from their homes and are going to schools and being taught that it's okay that everyone else takes the mickey out of you. It's okay that someone tells you you're not pretty, because that is not where people's worth lie. Well, as I said, I don't really have like a clue of what to do, but I just urge you, if you have a cousin or if you have a younger sister or someone that you mentor or someone that you talk to on a regular basis, a young girl, I just ask that you talk to them about body image, and even if they don't want to talk about it, you let them know that you're there to answer their questions. I'm going to put a load of resources in the down bar below about talking to young girls about body image and self-harm and stuff like that, because I really believe that it's really, really important to do that, because we're in a world where that is something that is a regular issue. So yeah, I just pray that when this video goes up, people realise that that's a really important thing to do, and it's not okay to just stay quiet because you don't want to put ideas in these young girls' heads. But yeah, and thank you so much for watching, and I will see you definitely next week for my next video. So yeah, give this a thumbs up, give this a share, and yeah, I just pray that you take something away from this. But I will see you next week for my next video. Thanks so much for watching. Bye!